Good morning. This is Mama Pat and Rosie, but Rosie's snoring, so we'll just let her sleep this morning. I just want to talk to you about shoestring crafting. Shoestring crafting to me is crafting with what you got, what you have on hand, and we grab uh, old books and old magazines and mix our glues up, flour and water, and make some glue. Or if you have school glue or Elmer's glue or whatever you have on hand, and then you can use it. But I started doing some copying last night, and I happened to think that maybe somebody else would like to know what I'm doing. And what it is, I take, if I don't have any papers to use, I don't have the scrapbook paper and laces and ribbons and all of that right now. And I'll gather a little bit up at the time and get more and more. But right now I'm using what I've got on hand. And this, what I copied out last night was these. This was a piece of white lace, and I put me a blue piece of fabric underneath it. Well, I put the white lace down because it's a copier, and then I put my blue fabric down, and that's how I copied these out. I copied, I think I copied 3 out because I'm going to cut around some of these and make doilies or a piece of doilies. And I can also move my piece of lace around in the copier and get this whole circle. But I'm doing this for collaging and for making pages in my journals, in my junk journals. And well, you can put them in any journal, even your diaries. If you're making diaries, you can also do that. So I copied 3 of them out so I could have extras. And this one is 4 pieces of vintage fabric. This is some that there was in a box that I had purchased back a while ago, and it had all kind of vintage fabric in it. So I put the 4 pieces of vintage fabric in my copier, in my scanner, and I copied it out. And I copied 2 of them because I copied 2, and I got a master folder that I put 1 in, and then I used the other one. This is the same thing. This is 4 pieces of fabric, vintage fabric, and I just scanned it and copied it out. This is my master folder. This is where I just poured out a little container of safety pins, and it happened to have a straight pin or 2 in it. So this is one of my papers to use in my journals. I copied some stamps, old stamps I had, because I don't have but a few, and I copied them, and then I'll cut around them with pinky shears to make them look like stamps, and I'll put them in my junk journal. This was an old piece. This was an old doily. It was torn and ripped. You can see right here where it was torn, but on the other side was ripped up pretty bad. But I can use this much of it in my collaging or my signatures in my journals. This was some watches that my son had, and I asked him if I could copy them out, and I did. So I've got some cut out to use in my journals, and I'll probably cut out these. I probably won't use this as a sheet, as a whole sheet, but use the watches as an accent or a focal point one. This is the same thing as watches that my son had, and I just put them in my scanner and copied them out. This is a piece of pink lace, and I laid it on the, put my white copy paper over it, and when I copied it out, it come out like this. It makes a real nice signature page, or cut it up and make collages out of it. This is pocket watches that'll make a real nice focal points or accents on your pages. These is for some old vintage cards that we had in a drawer, and I didn't want to use them, so I just copied them out to where I could use them. And that was more stamps, and my son has a stamp collection, and I didn't even know it, but I'll be copying some of his. And I found a old book that had some real old black and white pictures in it, and so I'll be cutting these out and using them in my journals. And when I cut them out, I'll copy them before I put them in my journal, so I'll have a master copy. This was a free printable from the internet. This was a piece of my, excuse me. This was a piece of my vintage fabric that I copied. This was from the internet. This was free printables. You can get all kind of free printables on the internet, but that I like to use my vintage. This was from the internet. I fussy cut them and put them on my pages. This one was from the internet, but now I can only use this on my personal journal. I can't sell any of these because this is a one-time copy. This was a piece of fabric, of my vintage fabric, and it's paper now. This was you know, if you have a songbook and you don't want to rip it up, just slide your songbook up under your scanner and copy some music sheets out. This was where I put the burlap fabric in and maybe some paper. This was where I put the denim in the copier. This is where I put the denim. You can see I even got the pocket. And and I intend to use the pocket as a pocket in my journal. So I'll be copying more of these. Like I said, this is my master copies here. So I'll be using this folder to make more copies. And that's a good way that you can use what you got on hand with your, making your papers. Now, paper bags, newspapers, magazines, anything like that that you have on hand. Don't throw your old junk mail away, because it's going to be good. Them envelopes make real good pockets in your journals. And I had some, I've got a roll of, it's called craft paper on it, KAFT. And my son bought me a roll, and it's for wrapping packages to send in the mail. But I cut me some hearts out. This is a old phone book, and I cut me some hearts out of the old phone book, and then I glued it on the craft paper. Now I'm embellishing it, and I put the craft paper on there, and I left a border around it because I want that border to make my embellishment show up. So this is what I plan on doing with this. I'm gonna make a heart journal, and I'm having to record on my phone, and my phone don't record over 16 minutes, sometimes 14 minutes. So I'm gonna put this down, and then I'm gonna shut it off, and see you the next time and I need all your prayers for my laptop. It's going in the shop, and if they can't fix it, they'll replace it. I got warranty on it. I'd probably put a little butterfly bug or something on it later on, but I'll show you more of the heart journal as we go. But I just mainly wanted to show you how I use, how I get some pretty papers to use and collage with, or to make my journal signatures pages with. And I'll see you next time.